Manchester United, Arsenal then, we've beat them already once this season in the Emirates Cup. So we go into this game in really high spirits and confident mood after that midweek 3-1 win over PSG. Arsenal are on a downer. They obviously lost in France as well, 3-1. They were 10th in the league who they lost to. So Manchester United should be going really confident into this game, that Manchester United can get the required result that will take Manchester United closer to qualifying for the Champions League for next season, which looked an absolute distance away this time 3 or 4 months ago. It really did. 17 games later, it has been absolutely fantastic so far. Couldn't have gone much better than it has done, to be honest. We've only lost once in that time, and we're starting to see some players come back from injury. Paul Pogba returned from suspension, which is fantastic news for this game. Matic is back as well, and so is Anthony Martial. So the number of youngsters has been cut down to only Chong and Greenwood in the squad. I would presume that Chong will be the extra man on the substitutes bench, and Greenwood will be the extra man that's travelled just in case of any injuries. So really pleased that some players are coming back from injury, because we've got a lot of games now. We've got an extra 2 games coming up in the Champions League, so we're going to have to keep everyone fresh for this period. Now, excited for the game, obviously, and we've heard today that Tottenham have lost their game against Southampton away, which is a massive boost for both Manchester United and Arsenal, because it gives us a chance, if either team wins this game, to really have a great chance of getting in that top 4, because Tottenham have got 2 really difficult games, one at the end of this month and one at about the 20th of next month, the first being Liverpool away and the second being Man City away. So potentially, if they don't win either of them games, that could potentially be another 5 or 6 points down the toilet for Spurs. And you can't keep losing games. They've lost recently to Burnley and Southampton, so it gives Manchester United a lot of hope that we can make that top 4. And we were 13 points behind Spurs when Solskjaer took over, and if we win this game, we'll be level on points with them, which will be a massive achievement for Manchester United. And to be honest, even a draw wouldn't be the worst result for Manchester United, I don't think, because it would keep us in the top 4. Okay, I mean, obviously Chelsea will go above us, but it could keep us in the hunt for that top 4, because we will go a point better than Tottenham this weekend. So it would be still a massive plus for Manchester United, because we've got obviously still to play Chelsea as well, and we've got to obviously Spurs have got to play them difficult games, but we've got to play Chelsea at home. So that is still a massive boost for Manchester United. Chelsea are obviously playing a bit better now as well, but they've got a difficult game against Wolves as well, because they've been playing well against the top teams. So really excited for this game. The top 4 is going to be nick and tuck at the top there, but so many players are in banging form for Manchester United, and he's probably going to go with a similar team to what he went for in the week against PSG. Obviously De Gea in goal. Probably won't go for Bay at right back this time, I doubt. Probably going to go for Ashley Young at right back, Luke Shaw at left back, and then it'll be Smalling and Lindelof as the 2 in the centre of defence, and it will probably be the same midfield, Fred in there, and obviously I would say McTominay, and then the difference will be obviously Pogba in there probably instead of Pereira, so it won't be too much change there. And then it will probably be Dalot, Rashford and Lukaku probably as the forward 3, or whatever they choose to do, whether they go for a 2 strike force or whatever, but it'll probably be something around that sort of similarity of the team. Maybe Dalot will drop out, I don't know. We will have to wait and see what he does. Maybe he keeps Pereira in there and doesn't bring Dalot into the team. We will have to wait and see on that, but it'll be similar to that, I would expect. I wouldn't expect any drastic changes. I wouldn't expect Martial or Matic to start this game, to be honest. I think that they will probably be along the substitutes bench, because we've got a lot of difficult games going to be coming up. Obviously, we've got the international break near the end of the month. Hopefully that will give Manchester United a chance to rest some players up for the international break, because some hopefully won't be playing. I mean, the likes of Pereira probably won't be playing. So that will give some players, obviously there may be some going on international duty, but hopefully some of the ones that the fringe players that have been playing lately, the likes of Fred and players like that, probably won't go. Ashley Youngs and Smallings and them sort of players probably won't go. So that will give them players a rest, and then we'll be recharged to go again. But this game's going to be very difficult for Manchester United. No make a mistake about it. Going to the Emirates is never easy, but we have got quite a good record against Arsenal in recent times, scoring decent amounts of goals over the years. And defensively, Arsenal can be got at, but they have got some good players in the attacking areas, the likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette, are two fantastic players. Ozil, if he's going to play, will cause Manchester United all sorts of problems. They've got Iwobi there. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but can be a threat for Arsenal as well. So they've got a number of players that can cause Manchester United a lot of problems, but I'm hoping we can get at that defence of Arsenal and cause them all sorts of problems. Certainly if Deleu's playing, hopefully he can get down that right hand side and cause Monreal a lot of problems if he's the one that's playing there. So I'm confident going in. I've got to be confident going into this game. I wasn't confident going into PSG, but you can't, as a Manchester United fan, you can't be disheartened, be worried about this game. You really can't, because Manchester United are going into this on such an incredible run, and we may end up drawing it, we may end up losing it, but you've got to be confident going into this game. And I do think that Manchester United probably will get the job done here. And if we are to win this game, I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 2-1. But if we do get the victory in this game, I really do think the top four is in Manchester United's grasp. Then I would be surprised then if Manchester United do not make the top four, because we will probably, if we win this game, there will be a massive chance towards the end of the month of Manchester United going above Spurs, because they're probably not going to win away at Anfield at the end of the month. And that would put Manchester United, if we are to win our games, up to that point, would put Manchester United in that third position, which is what I hope for Manchester United. I really do hope Manchester United can work their way up in the next few weeks to get comfortable in that third position. Then we can just worry about the cup competitions, because that is the main thing for Manchester United. Trying our best to win something this year. It may not happen, it probably won't, but if Manchester United can get to the semi-final of the FA Cup or the semi-final of the Champions League, that would be fantastic. And then if we could rest some players in the league, maybe then we could start giving the youngsters a bit more game time, because he's been forced into almost giving some youngsters a game time, and they've really got token minutes here and there. Apart from Terry Chong, who played about half an hour against Reading, we haven't really, and maybe 10 minutes here or 10 minutes there, we haven't really seen anything much of these youngsters. I mean, Greenwood started from the bench against PSG and come on, and he only got about 15, I think with the injury time, he got about 15 minutes, and I don't think he actually touched the ball in that time. He just wasn't able to get into the game. Then obviously Manchester United not having a lot of the possession, but if Manchester United do make it comfortably into the top four, which is going to be a tall ask, to be honest, to get in there with a 5-6 point lead, then for the last 2 or 3 games, maybe we could give them sort of half an hour, 40 minutes in games, which would be a fantastic experience to bed them in for next season, for them to be an integral part of next season, because I personally don't want Manchester United to go out there and spend big money on more strikers and more attacking mid players, sort of in the mould of Juan Mata type players, when we've got some fantastic youngsters at this club. I think we've got definitely enough depth in the forward positions, besides maybe a right winger, but even then Deleu's played fantastically well on the right hand side as well. That would be the only position in the attacking sense that I would want to improve for Manchester United, and some of these need the opportunity to flourish and show what they can do. So we've got to get this right in the next few weeks and get into that top four, make it comfortable for Manchester United. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to start that, because this is massive. I know it's not going to decide the top four, but it is massive. Whoever wins this has got a great chance of making that top four. And at this moment in time, you would say Manchester United and Chelsea are playing the best out the top four, the 4 teams vying for the 2 places. So, I mean, it could all change in a few weeks. I mean, a few weeks ago, Chelsea were absolutely horseshit, and it was looking like Manchester United and Tottenham were nailed on for a top 4 place. But things have changed a bit, and Spurs have gone off, Arsenal have gone off a little bit, and you're not too sure. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on it. At this moment in time, I'd say probably Manchester United and Chelsea are the 2 best bets for the top 4, but we will have to wait and see. But this game is crucial, it really is, because the confidence level it could knock back on Arsenal is massive. And to be honest, Arsenal have still got that Europa League that they can get in that game. And if Manchester United start well in this game, I would be really confident going forward. I mean, we've lost obviously the pace and that of probably Martial and Jesse Lingard, causing a lot of problems for them, and that midfield maestro of Ander Herrera. That's going to hit Manchester United quite hard tomorrow, to be honest. And it will be interesting to see just how Ole does set his team up in order to try and beat Arsenal. But he seems to be so adaptive in what he's doing. Sorry, for long periods of the season, Chelsea has played the same way, the same style, bringing on the substitutes like for like. And this has just been the key, I feel, to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign at Manchester United, that he seems to be adaptable, and we're not too sure what system and tactics he's going to play tomorrow. And he may well change it up in the game. And I mean, he might play a 4-4-2 diamond, he might play 4-4-2, because we've got Rashford and Lukaku seeming like they're getting a good understanding up front, so we could play a front two. There's a lot of options. We could play Pereira in the number 10 role, which he seems to have done recently. There's so many options that Manchester United could play in order to try and beat Arsenal tomorrow, and we will just have to wait and see what he pulls out the bag, because when we did play Arsenal last time in the FA Cup, we played Lukaku in a wide position and it worked absolutely fantastic. So I wonder if he's going to go for something like that again, because Lukaku was absolutely fantastic in that game from the wider area, and I didn't see that coming at all. I would never have thought of playing Lukaku in a wide area, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has performed magic so far at Manchester United, and hopefully long may it continue. So I'm going for 2-1 for Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts on the game, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.